Justin, that's an incredible win for your club tonight, considering the circumstances, what you've been through in terms of your injury count and the body count, and it must be tremendously satisfying.
Yeah, it really is. It's we kind of started the day and spoke about perspective, and we knew if we took care of tonight and we get the next one, we finished with the same win-loss record that we had last year, and we got an opportunity to make playoffs. And when you think about everything we've gone through, is just trying to get the guys to understand they're doing a great job. And we know with these one game a week right now, we can shorten rotations a bit, and it helps us. And when I look at the box score, and I've got 6 guys in double figures. Everyone that came in gave us something, and just super proud of how resilient this group really is.
You had your hands full with Adelaide early in the sense of they drew a lot of fouls on you early, and then they went to the free throw line a consistent amount. However, that seemed to turn into a small advantage for you with the fact that the game is very stop and start. Did you kind of look at that as being something you could take advantage of? Yeah, no, definitely short rotation, more stoppages was something that we did speak about for us getting to the foul line, not so much them, but we know how excellent they can be from the three-point line, and that was definitely a big focus. But to me, we put ourselves in those positions through a bit of lack of discipline, and that definitely hurt us down the stretch as well. But yeah, again, mate, like right now to hold such an offensive power team to 89, with really 1 or 2 bigs there, really, really proud of the group. And you limited them to 5 fast break points. Not many teams have done that this season, and no points from turnover either on the fast break. That must be satisfying as well. Yeah, I think any time we've actually looked after the ball, we've done a really good job of that. And I thought we were really clear with where our advantages were going to be in this one, and that definitely limited some risky play. And again, just making sure we got guys that were hot at the right time and kept feeding through them. I thought we did a good job of that one tonight. And Isaac, I mean, you were here last time on Christmas Eve, of course, or the day before Christmas Eve, and you had double figures against Adelaide, and you've done it again. That's 6 times in your career that you've had double figures against Adelaide. You just love coming back here and playing here.
I guess so. I mean, as I said to you last time, like playing in front of my family is always really important. Maybe I just match up well against them. I'm not sure. Maybe Justin gives me a little more confidence, something like that. But I'm so happy for the team tonight. I mean, we keep our season alive. But something me and Nordo were talking about before the game, just way bigger than any personal accolades or whatever, just having a feel-good win, because that's why we're playing basketball. And I think I'm just so happy for Nordo, Keandre, Casey, all the guys who have been grinding away with a withered team, withered lineup, and we just get to really enjoy this win as a group. So that's in the forefront of my mind right now. How
with players like Toy Smith-Milner in this team and Callum Dalton coming in as a concussion injury replacement, and those players, they really had to step up on the defensive end. You collectively as a playing group, how important was it to just focus on that defensive side of things tonight?
I mean, super important. This is like one of the more potent groups in the NBL. Like we knew that. As you said, we kind of got off to a tough start, some poor foul discipline, stuff like that. And I just think that was the key down the stretch. Like we know we can find advantages offensively to score the buckets when we need to. We just need to slow them down. And 2 guys, you mentioned Tohi and Cal, which is huge. Tohi's rebound, getting underneath Montrez and getting that rebound with 20 seconds to go. Like that's a game saver right there. And Tohi's been one of the guys. He's had to step up. He played 37 minutes tonight, which is pretty absurd, but he's been awesome, and I'm just, again, 2 more guys, and I'm super happy for that they get to go out there and make impact and help us get this victory tonight.
Casey Prazer's another one that just loves to play Adelaide and has an incredible record against them. He's had another 26 and 7 rebounds tonight. I mean, what kind of a leader is Casey being in this difficult part of the season for the Bullets?
I mean, he likes to play against anyone. Let's get that clear. Like he gets buckets he gets buckets pretty much every week. But he's been awesome. Another guy who, through this stretch of injury and whatever you want to call it, like Casey's had to really step up and put his body through a lot. Like 37 and a half minutes again is pretty tough. Especially he's got to deal with Montrez on one end and then kind of put us on the back in stretches down the other end. So again, just a credit to his conditioning first and foremost, and then just staying solid. Like I think he's an emotional player, like we all are at times, and he got kind of caught up with the refs at moments tonight, and then he roped it back right away and then got on with the next play, which I think has just been a huge key in Casey's game. And you know, when he's focused and he's in the right space mentally, like he does what he does pretty much every night. Like he's incredible.
You really stopped. You forced Adelaide out of what they wanted to do, and it really rattled them. How detailed and important was your scout before this game?
Yeah, I think, you know, each time we've played them, it's been a little bit different. Like, first game, Kendrick wasn't there. Second game, DJ's not there. And so there's been different things in that we've been able to kind of really hone in on. This was the first time they had everyone, Sunday included, who I thought, you know, did a good job of disrupting us and taking us out of parts as well. And so it's like, how do we continue to find the advantages? And really, you know, we knew... for this one, it just had to be our home base D and just how we were going to attack and just keep believing in what we do and how we do it. And again, you know, we've taken some tough losses, but they have been the back-to-back ones. Like the first game of a weekend, we've been pretty confident and comfortable with where we've been. So it was more, you know, just trusting who we are, believing in what we do, and then understanding that, you know, if we consistent and sustain pressure long enough, it probably goes our way.
Yeah, we could really see that belief in each other and the way that you played that team game. So congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, Justin, does this win justify the belief that you've had in the group? I mean, you've talked about how, despite everything, you don't want to make excuses. So you haven't made excuses even when you keep losing more and more players. And then last week you said that we just want to keep getting better, we want to keep fighting. Does this justify that faith that you have in this playing group?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's been a few moments this year where we've justified it, and there's just been some stuff that really has gone against the grain for us. But yeah, like I truly believe in every person in the locker room. You know, like to have Cal Dalton, who wasn't with us, you know, a few weeks back, come in and have some big moments. Tristan Devers as a DP, like Kai Savage comes in for a key possession, like. The belief that we've got is we trust the work that we do. We believe in our habits every single day, and sometimes there's things that you can't control, but when you can control it, you can force it to go your way. And yeah, that's what today's really been about, is understanding that, you know, remove everything that we couldn't control, but the stuff that we have, we've been doing our job, continuing to get better and keep trusting the process that we have. And yeah, that's where it's super satisfying. Like, to be honest with you, I can't really think too clearly right now. It's just incredibly proud.
One player you haven't mentioned is your captain. I think that's the best defensive performance we've seen on Kendrick Davis all season from anybody. He just made his life so tough, and I think as a result of his defence, Kendrick does seem to want to keep jacking up some bad shots, and I think that's a credit to Nordo. Can you talk about that defensive performance?
Yeah, like I try and let our actions do the talking and not try and talk things up too much. But I genuinely feel if we were still sitting around that top four window when JB went out, Nordo would be getting spoken about as Defensive Player of the Year. And, you know, we've relied on him every single week from round one. And, you know, his effort, I think just people kind of take it for granted what he does on that end. So, no, we ask big moments of him week in, week out. And, yeah, even me not talking about him just shows how consistent he is, because you just take it for granted of what effort you're going to get.
From a playing group's point of view, Isaac, what does this win do for your morale? I mean, you've kept fighting against the odds, but then to come into this building, I mean, this is a tough building to play in. They've been playing great basketball, and everything was against you tonight. To get a win like this, what does it do for the playing group?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think a special part about our group is we do keep the morale super high. Like, through these tougher stretches and losses and all the rest of it, like, we do come in every day and enjoy each other's company. So at a baseline, I'd say it's at a pretty good standard. But I mean, the feeling in that locker room when we walked off the floor and sung our song, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's top 2 this year for sure, with how excited the group's been. And just one of the keys Nordo talked about the group was enjoying each other's success. And, like, you know I'm not thinking about myself right now. I'm sure Nordo's not. Going down the line, like, there's something that each other did throughout the game that, you know, is in each other's mind, and we're just so happy for each other to just go get that feel-good win. And as I said earlier, like, that's what basketball's about.
Oh, perfect. Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Anyone on Zoom?
Yep, so obviously the rebounding count was one that definitely would be a surprise to many with how undermanned and undersized you guys were. But at the sort of end of the rebound count with 43 to 41, what does that sort of mean to yourself, Justin, in terms of what this team is built and the heart that they've got?
Yeah, I think, we've spoken about Toy. I think Casey had some key rebounds there. And, in one time out there, we just spoke about, it's the second chances that are keeping him alive a little bit. And for, us to just keep battling, hit him first and gang rebounding was definitely a pleasing thing.
A guy like Smith Milner means a lot to the team, especially at this particular moment, a double-double tonight. He might not be the most polished player in professional basketball, but he plays with a lot of heart and a lot of spirit. What does he mean to the team in terms of the leadership role as well? Yeah,
he's someone that I've got a long history with, and I've had to challenge him time and time again to be the Toy Smith Milner. Like, that's a guy that was All-Star 5 at a FIBA window at one point, and he's really taken on the extra responsibility in a great way. And the way he shot the ball tonight, he knew he was going to get a fair bit of freedom with that, with the way their coverages were at the 5. And I just think he did a great job to keep backing himself. But there were guys like that all night. Casey coming to me in that last time out and saying just keep going with Dre, and Dre hits that big 3. There's stories all night. Whitey in the corner 3. Like, mate, this is going to be one that we'll go back and watch and really enjoy.
Isaac, we've spoken throughout your career a couple of times, and you've continued to develop and continue to get better. What's something that you're really trying to focus on for the back end of this season going into next year that you're trying to improve in your game?
My focus is pretty much always at the defensive end, to be honest. Like, being around guys like Nordo and stuff like that, just the way he can kind of affect the game. That's kind of at the forefront of my mind, is becoming more of a two-way guy. I think that's probably a stride I can continue to take. And again, just on the back of last year, not shooting the ball well, this year has been big for me, just trusting my work. Like, I work as hard as anyone, and just backing myself to take shots in big moments. And tonight I did that. I think early I was hesitating and stuff like that. So it's probably more a decision-making and a confidence thing on the offensive end, just kind of really backing my work. But as I said, just still challenging myself on the defensive end. There was a few possessions there where Nordo went out the game. I got to guard Kendrick, and I was kind of licking my lips for it, to be honest. Like, I wanted that challenge, and I did okay. Not as well as Nordo, I did okay. So
did well, mate.
Continue to push myself on that end too.
Got a big game against the Cairns Taipans on Thursday night up in Cairns. Going to be some sore bodies tonight after some extended minutes. What's the week ahead look like for yourself, Justin?
Just sit in an ice bath for 5 days and get to Cairns early. I think, we need to just recover. Like, J.A. took a bit of a hit to the ribs there. We'll assess him. Obviously some big minutes for guys. We travel tomorrow. We get a rest day on Sunday, and then we get back to work. And it's what we believe in is do the work and you'll get the reward. And we weren't happy with how we performed last time against Cairns, so we can't wait to get up there and finish our season right and keep our playoff hopes alive.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations on the win.
Appreciate it.
All good, Bill.
Thanks.
Thank you.